what we're gonna be talking about today is how to consistently get laid through dating apps. Now, if you're somebody like I used to be who's very egotistical, you don't want to take easy routes, you are thinking to yourself, dating apps are just too complicated, they're too difficult, and it's not for me. I do a lot better in person. I thought the same thing. I did way better in person than I did on dating apps. I hated dating apps. I hated going onto the dating apps and swiping and not getting any matches. And then when I did get matches, I didn't know how to respond to the girls, how to get them on dates. I would get frustrated by the fact that they wouldn't text me back. And I'll say this, I've been working on them now for the past couple of years, and I've worked with a couple companies in regards to working on the dating apps. And I have also worked as the head coach for Endless Options now for over a year. And I gotta say that there's so much that you can do to take advantage of dating apps, and I don't even feel like I personally have done everything that I can do. So if you are one of these guys who is resonating and signing off on the idea of dating apps, I'll tell you this, it's a funnel. And the only reason not to do it is out of stupidity or ego. And I'll say this for me personally, it was a lot of ego, probably some stupidity too, to be fair. But with you guys that aren't doing this, it's an extra stream of income. Now, a lot of you guys are pretty well off. You guys are running your own businesses. You guys understand this idea of stream of income. Now, if your ultimate objective is to get amazing results with women, then why aren't you taking advantage of a stream of income like this? All right. So with that being said, we're going to get into it. This video is surprisingly really long, so I'm going to turn this into 3 different parts. If this is something you guys want, let me know in the comment section below. So I set it up into 3 different parts. The first part is how to set up a dating profile that gets you laid. The second part is messaging and setting up the dates. And lastly is the date itself and how to set up the date so that you come out on top, which is actually the part that I kill at. The dates itself I'm obscenely good at. My toughest section, and I think it's the toughest section for most guys, is gonna be the upfront, is gonna be getting the swipes. So that's what we're gonna be working on here, okay? So first and foremost, if you are not taking photos, if you aren't trying to work on your online media presence, you should definitely start working on it now, because there's almost no industry where you would not benefit from having social media. Secondly, if you're gonna be on dating apps and profiles, the very first thing a girl's ever gonna see of you is a photo. The very first thing she's gonna see of you is your photo. Now, she's gonna look at a lot of different things. She's gonna look at your style, your fashion, the way you hold yourself. She's also gonna look at your facial expressions. Do you look nervous? Do you look out of it? Do you look like you're in the zone? Do you look like you're in the pocket? Does it look like you're having a lot of fun? Does it look like it's staged? Does it look very authentic? Does the moment look real? Is the lighting great? Like, she's gonna look at all this stuff and make a snap judgment on whether or not you're a cool guy or not, whether or not you're a high status individual. And a lot of it comes through the facial expressions. So when I first started doing this, I ignored the facial expressions utterly. I just took photos that I thought made me look attractive and I posted those up. And lo and behold, I did terribly on dating apps. There was never a girl that ever swiped on me that I'd ever want. So then I started working with a company called Endless Options. And I'll say this, Jesse, the guy that runs the company, and David, these 2 guys are geniuses. They put a lot of money into figuring this out. And they gave me this first piece of advice. So I'll give it to you guys now. Take 1,000 photos. Take 1,000 photos and rate them. Go onto Photo Feeler, whatever you need to. Find an app where women rate guys on their attractiveness, and then throw your photos up. Now, here's the first thing, do not get an ego. I've had photos rated from like a 9.9 to a 2.2 out of 10. All right, the photos themselves are not indicative of your attractiveness. It's like you can have one photo where you look terrible and you have another photo where you look incredible. After a period of time, you get a lot better at taking photos. It comes with time. You know how to, the angles, you know how to work, the lighting. If you find like a good spot, to keep taking photos there. Make it a journey to take 1,000 photos. Now, this could take a total of 3 to 6 months, but once you get this done, this is something that will benefit you for a very long time, until you no longer look like your photos, obviously. But in the meantime, this will help you out for years down the road with getting higher quality women. So why not invest 3 to 6 months, maybe one time a week, in taking a ton of photos? Go out with your friends, go on a hike, take a nice camera with you. Go out there, even to like the phone. The phones nowadays are so incredible with pictures. Why not just take a phone? Why not just take photos with your phone and be like, hey, we're gonna take some photos? Why not use them for your business? as well. So then you get like the dual action of the photos. Now it's not just simply for you to get laid. Now it's also for your business. Now it's for whatever your job is. Maybe sell cars. Maybe you sell cars and you make an Instagram profile so that the people that you sell cars to can follow you. Maybe you also have it so the other dealerships, you can follow them as well. And you post a photo. You're like, hey, I'm standing out here in front of my cars and whatnot. We're actually doing a big deal today, blah, blah, blah. Now you're building up social media presence. Maybe you just have a really nice photo, you want to post it up and be like, hey, thank you for everybody who bought a car from me. You make an entire bio thanking the people that followed your stuff. So this doesn't just have to be purely for the act of getting laid. All right, this can also help out your business as well. It's helped out mine. It's given me a lot of photos to use for websites, for thumbnails, for things of that sort, just because, I just now take so many photos. Now I'm just always doing this. It makes it a lot easier. So let's get into the next point. So taking good photos, I'll give you some quick pointers. Once you do find a great spot with really good lighting, take a lot of photos. Knock out like 20 to 50. Now, another point. Look at other places like on Instagram where you've seen other people take photos. Go to those spots. Take photos there. Because a lot of the social media influencers, they all take photos at the same spots. And if you go to the same spots, you can reenact the same vibe, the same feel that they have proven to work, and you steal it from them. Now, also look at poses and make it look authentic. Don't make these photos look planned. If you make it look planned, it can't come across the right way if you do if it's in a very professional way or it looks a certain way. But the best photos for dating apps look like they're not on purpose. They look like they just were in the moment as you're just doing something crazy. One of my friends, he had this shirtless picture where you see a lot of guys that have really nice bodies. They always do these selfies and whatnot, trying to be like, hey, look, I got abs. No. My friend was like jumping off a waterfall and he's like way up in the air. He's probably about 6 stories in the air, about to jump off this waterfall into the water below. And you see he has a nice figure from above. It's just like him being on an adventure. It's not him trying to show off his body. He's just like, look, I'm on an adventure. And if you notice I have a nice body in the meantime too, cool. It's not him being show-offy. And now it comes across in the right way. So he showed off his body in the right way. Now, here's the next point. Once you do get your top photos, touch them up a little bit, okay? So you can whiten your teeth a little bit. Don't overdo it to the point where it doesn't look like you. You can tan up your skin a little bit. You can even touch up the background, make it more vibrant to the point to where it's like, it looks good, maybe blur it a little bit so that you stand out in the photo. Maybe you can clip out certain sections, get creative with this part, because this part right here, I have one photo that I actually took, and it was during a cloudy day. I actually took the entire background and I cut out the background because it was a cloudy day, and I put it like a nice sky, and I changed the lighting so it looks like it was a sunny day because it was a great photo. And I didn't want it on a cloudy day, so I cut it out and I cleaned it up and made it look really nice. And I posted it up that way. Now, next point, don't do anything other guys are doing. Okay, so you look to other guys' profiles and see the profiles that are obviously pretty bad with the photos and never recreate those things. Don't be the guy holding the fish. Don't do that. Don't be the guy holding the fish. Please, for the love of God, don't be that guy. All right, now, when it comes to setting up the bio is, you want to give off certain things with the bio. So you want to be socially intelligent. You want to be somebody that's picky. You want to indicate that you're picky. You want to put something in your bio so the girl can message you first. So I'll give you an example. One of the things that I always put in my bio is I have an incredible superpower to tell what kind of person you are from your photos alone. And then, I guess, and I do a cold read, now the girl has a reason to be the first one to message, which action feeds ego. Now, because she messages first, now she's more likely to invest in the future. I would be the type to just give you a lot of my canned bios, but here's the thing. If I do with you guys, here's the thing. You guys are going to just steal them, and then what's going to happen is all the bios are going to be used, and then it's going to become not useful anymore. So here's my advice. Make a list. So I have a list on all my laptop, on my phone, on my computer, on my second laptop, and I have all these notes and bios, like all these canned bios and messages that I save over time, and then I use and reuse, and I try them out, and I split test them. I'll put one here and I'll put one here, and I try them out and I see which ones give me the best results. And over time, I get a better, higher quality bio. So in the same way, you guys should be doing the same thing. Start being creative. Whenever you come with a cool idea for a bio, write it down. Put put it in your phone, use it for later. I have a list of probably over 100 like canned bios that I just cycle in and try out. Do the same thing. All right, so in the next section, we'll get a little bit more into bios and messaging and how to get the girls on dates. So if that's something you guys are interested, let me know. That being said, peace.